I'm going to talk to you about something very important, and that is the superstition of matter. Superstition usually means to believe in something that doesn't exist, Belief in the afterlife is a superstition. Belief in the soul is a superstition. The only thing that's real is the physical world. In other words, everything that we call matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. Now, whilst this is a useful construct and has created everything from the industrial age to the information age and everything that we're creating today in our technology, but this idea also could lead to our extinction as a species. Why do I call it a superstition? Our language is actually very important in how we describe reality. So many times when we think something is unimportant, we say it does not matter. It does not matter. If it's not material, it's not significant or real. So what I'd like to do today is actually do a deep, sincere, honest look at the material world, including our physical body, and see if through our own experience and introspection and inquiry, we can actually find a substance called matter. Let's try this through our own experience. So what is experience? Well, there are two kinds of experience. One is perceptual experience, which we call the physical world. The physical world that we see around us, trees, stars, galaxies, hands, a glass of water, anything. Look around you right now at all the physical objects, and look around you right now at your own body. Before you can call any object an object, before you call this a glass of water or this a hand, it's an experience. And without labeling the experience is one of the following: sensations, which includes all sense perceptions. So sensations are sensations in the body. You can feel your body from the inside out. You can feel your body sitting on what we call this chair. All of that is a sensation. There are other experiences that we call mental experiences. What is a thought? A thought is the interpretation of a perception. What is a feeling? Well, a feeling is a sensation, but frequently it is associated with an emotion. An emotion is a sensation linked to a thought. Emotions are also experiences. Feelings are also experiences. What about images? Right now, if you want, you can close your eyes and have it the image of a beautiful sunset, or a candle in a dark room, or the image of a loved one. So those are mental experiences. Moreover, the experience is changing. Every time you see an object, that's a flash of perception. It's a snapshot of perception. Every time you look here or there or there or there or here, that's a snapshot. We string these snapshots on the thread of awareness, on the thread of existence, on the thread of that which we call I. existence, awareness, I, is the common thread that modifies itself as an experience. Now, just now, think of a rainbow. And immediately, you as awareness have modified yourself into that experience, rainbow, mentally. Or look at a rainbow, and you as awareness have modified yourself into the color, shape, and form that you call the rainbow. But neither the actual rainbow nor the mental rainbow have any independent existence, because the rainbow is the confluence of shapes, colors, and sizes that depends on who's looking, where they're looking from, and what they're looking for. And when I say who is looking, I don't mean the body-mind, because the body-mind is also an experience in awareness. In other words, there is only awareness. There's no outer, there's no inner. There is a formless, eternal, timeless, unbounded, infinite presence called awareness, which is constantly modifying itself into sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, perceptions, which we can call qualia, Q-U-A-L-I-A. The word qualia is best understood as quality of units of experience. Think the color red right now. The experience you're having is qualia. Look at a red object, a red rose maybe out there. You think out there, but it's actually a collection of qualia in awareness. And it's not out there, and it's not in here. The whole thing is on the formless screen of awareness, knowing itself as knower, knowing, and known, all within itself. Consciousness knows itself as that which we call mind, body, universe. And the formless screen on which all this is happening is invisible. It sees itself as the visible. So when we talk about consciousness and wisdom traditions, in the Vedanta, for example, it is referred to as that which cannot be seen, but without which there is no seeing. Consciousness knows itself as all three: seer, seeing, and scenery. By introducing the concept of matter, it's a concept. Because if you ask even materialists, what is matter? What is matter? They'll say it's made up of molecules. You say, what are molecules? The answer will be, they are atoms. If you ask, what are atoms? The answer will be, they are particles. If you ask, what are particles? They are relationships of probability waves. And what are probability waves? They are actually movements or fluctuations of nothingness, quantum vacuum if you want to call it, that is appearing as the physical world. Right now, that's a very important question in science. If the physical world is made up of probability waves in mathematical space, Hilbert space, then why does it look like this or like this? That's, of course, the hard problem of consciousness. We cannot explain any experience or any reality if our ontological primitive, which means our fundamental assumption of the world, is that it is physical. or material. That's why I say matter is a human construct. Even the human body, as we think of it, is a human construct. What do I mean by construct? An idea, a thought about what? About our experiences. But when we look at our experiences, no matter how hard we look, we cannot find anything that we can call matter. But now close your eyes and feel your hand. And if you didn't have the concept, I am feeling my hand with the other hand, get that idea out of your awareness right now. All you experience is a sensation. That's it. And then you ask yourself, where is that sensation located? And you can't find a location for that sensation. You ask yourself, what color is that sensation? You can't find that either. All you find is an evanescent, fluctuating, elusive, formless experience. And these sensations are constantly changing. The sensations themselves are neither 1 year old or 25 years old or 100 years old. They just are. And by the time you register them, they don't exist. So everything that we call the physical body is a shifting sensation. It appears as an infant, a toddler, a baby, a teenager, an adult, an old person, and then it disappears. Now, this principle, if you understand it, you can apply it to any other experience. A color, a form. There's no color or form out there. Even though it looks to be out there, any scientist will tell you that anything that you experience as color or form is photons hitting the retina. No color in those photons. When they hit the retina, they create an electrochemical activity. No color. An electrical current goes to the brain. No color. The brain has electrochemistry. No color. There's no color in the world. There's no color on the way from the world to your brain. There's no color in the brain. So where is the color? Where is the shape? Where is the form? It's a modified form of consciousness, as is the brain, as is the body, as is the electrical current. They're all qualia. And these collections of qualia, shifting qualia, we call mind, body, universe. By making the interpretation of matter and constructing in our consciousness that so-called outer reality, by being able to quantify it and measure it, we derive these concepts, these models of reality. Special relativity, the constancy of the speed of light, for all frames of reference, E is equal to mc squared. By creating these concepts, we create the concept of a material world, a physical world obeying the laws of nature, which are actually regularities of experience in a non-local, impersonal awareness. And that's all there is. Having created this construct, though, we also have the capacity to create the technology. This technology, right now, that we're using for you to look at me, to hear me, and shift your thinking, maybe, this technology is based on what I can only call the climactic overthrow of the superstition of matter. This technology would not be possible if we did not reduce matter to energy, energy to information, and information to data, which is the collection of raw bits of experience. The real bit is the qualia from it, which is awareness. But the technology is powerful. We can create atom bombs out of it. We can create cyber warfare. We can create what we call climate change with all its consequences, including climate refugees, new epidemics, new diseases, unsustainability of our planet, and ultimately lead to our extinction. What is the cure? Is there a cure for the delusion that we call matter? Is there a cure? And if there is a cure, then how do we go about seeking this cure? Because the human species is an experiment by awareness. This experiment in awareness, by awareness, of awareness, has created what we call the human universe, or even better, the experience of the human universe, because even trees, stars, rocks, galaxies, and other animals are human constructs in human consciousness, which is but one species of consciousness on a speck of dust in an infinite void that we call the universe, with 2 trillion galaxies and 700 sextillion stars and uncountable trillions of planets, all conceived, constructed, governed, and coming into existence in human consciousness. So what is the cure? The cure is to continue our big adventure in human consciousness that we call science. Science is just one experience in consciousness, as is poetry, as is art, as is music, as is dance. Consciousness is the fundamental ontological primitive that allows us to take this great adventure that we call science. But unless we know that science is a modeling of experiences and that matter is a concept, unless we know that, if we take this superstition too literally, we will destroy the world. The world that we created, same world we created, we will destroy. And then the universe, unfortunately, might have to say, the human species was an interesting experiment that did not work. But if you think there is hope for humanity, that we can actually dream a world into reality, that collective dream could be literally a heavenly experience of a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier and joyful world, then step back, look at what you're dreaming, deconstruct the present dream, and dream a new reality. So I'll end with a quote from the Vedanta. If you can see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, hear it, visualize it, imagine it, conceptualize it, it's not real. What is real is that which makes all of that possible. Hearing, tasting, smelling, visualizing, imagining, conceptualizing. And that is formless being. Eternally and now, it is you. Thank you.